Welcome to the Rules Don't Apply show, where you discover successful entrepreneurs and all the rules they have broken that led them to their success today.
Yeah, bro, we got all these sweatshirts on. I'm just trying to hide myself. He's like showing up all buff and shit. Come on, bro.
This dude is big. He has big arms. He's just hiding. Like, you can tell. That,
Oh, yeah.
that shit is tight.
This is extra small.
This is extra. All right, guys. Well, welcome to this week's episode. We're on here with Ben Pötzsch. He is from Chile,
Yes, sir.
and he's a ultra marathon runner, endurance athlete, public speaker, entrepreneur, and founder of 20U. Talk to us a little bit about 20U.
Well, what do you want to know about? There's like a lot.
How'd you come up with 20U?
So it's funny because I'm always like cracking jokes and stuff and everything, but I'm a really serious person as well. I don't know why you're laughing, bro.
Because you're smiling, bro.
I'm a happy guy. No, but like with 20U, dude. So I'm 24. And when I think about something that truly impacted my life was finding my purpose. I mean, you were there when we did the Dominate 2024. So yeah, finding my purpose, God is a huge part of my life. So just figuring, I figured that out when I was 2019. So once kind of like I woke up from the matrix, I realized what's going on. I realized what my potential and what God saw in me, the word urgency came to my life. So that's what we do at 20U as a transformational company. We do high ticket coaching. We have a membership educational platform, and we also sell athletic performance apparel. But the main thing is helping people find their purpose and remind them so they can live a life with urgency. You know, I see a lot of people just coasting through life. They're just there, hanging out, the same thing every day, and it's just embarrassing, dude. I feel like a lot of people right now, especially younger kids, they're just sleeping. And I see a lot in, like, older people, too. Like, dude, I could tell you some wild stories. Like, a lot of, like, guys in their 30s, 40s, kids to divorce, all this different stuff come to me and everything. And it's really sad because they have been sleeping for 5-10 years and stuff like that. And once I get them behind closed doors, one-on-ones, and they're like, yeah, dude, I'm not fulfilled, I'm not confident, my life sucks, and like I know there's a spiritual giant inside of me, but I'm wanting to get it out. So honestly, I'm really passionate about that, living a life with true urgency. Because, dude, our time here is limited on the earth. So that's kind of like the whole thing that we promote. We have an amazing team behind. So yeah, that's kind of like a summary of it. So,
That's cool. It's a lot of stuff.
it's cool, man. It's really fulfilling. I wanted to create something that I don't like when people are like, yeah, dude, I gotta like. Well, I'm a member of the church as well, just saying that. But even though I had tattoos and curse and everything, but I go to church and stuff a lot, and I always see like people on Sunday. They're like, yeah, I need to serve more. I need to do this more. And I'm like, dude, it's the same thing. It's not like your work and then serving. Your purpose, if you can figure out what you're good at and things you like and put service together, you can do that 24/7. So we created something that, dude, it doesn't even feel like work. It's like my calling. It's so freaking dope.
Yeah.
And we get to work with people and change people's lives and do something that we love to do with sports, and it's amazing. I love it. So yeah, that's what we do.
No, I love like everything that you're sharing right now. Like walk us through your transformation. Like what got you to that realization? And I love that you're using the word urgency, right? Because
Urgency?
Yeah, urgency. I remember like going into that event that you spoke at. Man, like when you spoke with authority, and I felt it, and I'm like, oh yeah,
I appreciate that, bro.
like this dude like he's on another level of like doing it. And part of like what you were talking about as well, I feel like that most people they tiptoe through life, right, hoping they will make it to their death like safely.
Yeah.
But for you just full send it. You're 24 years old. You figure out a lot of things along the way, and then you come up with that word urgency. It's like, no, I'm over here. I have very limited time, and I need to figure that out right now. Like, so walk us through your transformation. What got you to that realization, like early in your life? Because I wish I was 24 years old. I wish that I got.
Yeah, fully, bro. I mean, I feel like I've been pretty blessed. I feel like I always tell people it's kind of like my curse and blessing. Because I feel like God has blessed me too much. I feel like I was awakened at a pretty young age.
Yeah.
But because I'm like really passionate about it, it also frustrates me a lot when I see other people, and it pisses me off, but in a good way though. And I mean, dude, just like a long story short, like I mean, I'm from Chile, dude. Like, do you know where Chile's at?
Yeah.
Do you know
I
where
served my
Chile's at?
mission in Argentina.
Okay, because a lot of you are here, they don't even know where Chile is. It's just like a really small town, like 80,000 people. And I grew up in a really like, I saw a lot of like messed up things growing up. Like started with my dad, a pretty abusive relationship with my mom for 32 years, and he's like really like had a calling in the church as a stake president and stuff. So he's like, I saw a lot of like messed up stuff growing up. I'm the fifth of six, so everybody, we have a huge house. In 1 month, all of my brothers left, and then it was me and my little brother. So he's like, I had to grow up pretty fast, because I didn't have a choice. I saw a lot of stuff with my mom, my dad, and trying to protect my little brother and everything. So anyway, dude, I struggled growing up. Like, I almost committed suicide. I mean, you know that back in 2017. And my relationship with my dad, dude, that took a toll on me. Like when I was 18, I had to like come to the realization that I'm like, dude, this dude doesn't give a shit about me. Well, that's fine. I just gotta suck it up and move on. But like as a kid, like I've always wanted that relationship with my dad, so like affected me a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, that thing going on, stuff with my mom going on. She has had cancer. My little brother, tumors all over his body. He should have been dead when he was like 1 or something. And I've always been kind of like his role model. Struggling with my own mental stuff and like suicidal and everything. I was like out of shape. Didn't have anything like going on in my life growing up. I was like partying Friday, Saturday. I never drank or anything. I mean, like tried it, but like that was my environment. Like I go to a club and there's like, wait, how explicit again?
You can say whatever you want,
blow jobs there in the corner, drugs here. People like that was like growing up. And honestly, I'm really thankful for that because everything that I have with my relationship with God, I chose that.
Yeah.
I wanted that. My mom taught me the principles, but they never forced me to do anything. I saw that. I was exposed to a lot of stuff, but I'm like, dude, I want something more. I don't want this. I had friends dying, bro, in car accidents because another friend was drinking and driving at the same time. So it was like all that stuff, So anyway, I served a mission. I went to Uruguay, and before serving a mission, dude, like in 3 months, and this is part of my story too. Like my house got burned. I got into a fight with my dad. I almost crashed. One of my friends almost got killed. People robbed into our house twice, and that in 3 months. And I'm an 18-year-old kid.
Oh my God.
My dad, we had a fight. He like slapped me in the face and stuff. And I'm like, I lost a relationship with him, and I've always been the good kid. So I'm like deep down depression. I'm like, nobody cares about me. Dude, this sucks. Like, why am I going and talk about God to people I don't even know? Like, who cares about stuff like that? So, dude, I was feeling miserable. I pulled up a gun, and I'm like, I'm going to kill myself because I just don't like this pain. I don't feel there's a purpose for me, dude. I don't feel like, nobody gives a crap about me anymore. And I put the gun in, I pray, because I'm like, I'm going to see God in like 2 minutes, so might as well like a welcome prayer or something. I don't know. So I prayed, and like, that's the first time that I can truly say that in 18 years, I felt that God was real. I feel that I didn't see him or anything, but I just felt that he believed in me, man. And I just felt that he saw something in me that at the time, because of the pain and all this stuff, I couldn't see myself. And the most important thing is that I felt that I mattered, that my existence mattered, and that why I was here on earth mattered. And I'm like, put the gun away. I'm like, what the hell am I doing, bro? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm here to do something great. So I put the gun away, like fixed everything with my parents, went on serving a mission. It was an amazing experience. And then in 2019, I had the conversation with this woman that, dude, she was like speaking in a conference like power, urgency, conviction. I'm like, I need some advice from this woman. Like, she's crazy cool. So like I would sit down with her and like explaining my life and everything. And like out of the blue, she was like, who are you? I'm like I don't know, like I'm bad. I'm not a missionary. Like, no, you specifically. So like deep questions. And then like she was like, why are you here? Like, I don't know, like to talk about God. I don't know. Anyway, she like invited me to ask God those 2 questions: who are you, why you're here? And once I figure it out, I'm like, holy crap, now I know. Like, now I know, dude. Like, before it was just a feeling. Now I'm seeing it in words and stuff. Like, now I know. Then I end up like coming back home. I went back to Chile, and like I'm like, all right, game over, bro. Like, cut all my friends, and I just went psycho. Because I know too much about myself, and I'm at a point that I'm like, dude, there's days that I feel like crap. I don't want to do it. There's days I struggle and everything, but I'm at a point that I'm obligated to become that dude and to fulfill the reason why God created me. I'm obligated. I know too much. And I feel like I'm so awakened that it's like my curse and blessing because I can't turn it off. I just can't. Like I go to bed dreaming about it, thinking about it every single day. That's the only thing that's in my mind. And I don't know, dude. I feel like I found like the biggest thing people can know, and I just run with it. You know,
That's really
so
cool because
that's like the whole thing.
yeah, a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't. They are asleep, right? And so I think that I mean, hearing that and hearing your story, like I see uh, the content you put out, and you're just like, this is me. This is who I am, and that's badass because a lot of people don't. They don't know who they are. They don't. They're embarrassed to say
Yeah,
who they are or
fully.
be who they are. You know. So how did you come? How did you decide like coming to the U.S.? What was that process like, and what
Yeah.
what happened there?
It's funny because I even posted a video about this the other day. I think it was yesterday. But the big decisions of my life, God never answered me. When I was like, God, what should I do? It was like, it's like no, like crickets, like nothing happened. So everybody was telling me what to do when I finished my mission in 2020. It was like, dude, you should go to the States, you should stay chilling, blah blah. There's like so many voices around me. And I'm like, I told my mom, my dad, and my brothers, I'm like, guys, I love you, but shut up. This is my life.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm gonna do. If I mess up, guess what? I'm gonna face the consequences. But I'm a grown ass man now. I'm gonna make decisions. And this is the other thing I told her. Like, I had a conversation with my mom, and I'm like, dude, I love you, but I'm gonna make decisions. Have I ever done something that was like messed up or I a decision that was not right?
Yeah.
No, my track record is pretty good. And second thing is, I just know for a fact that if I live a life aligned with God, He's gonna take me in the right place. So I'm like, all right. I shut down all the voices because it was just a lot of it. And I'm like, I need to learn how to hear God in my own voice, my instincts, my gut. So I cut everybody, their voices and their opinions. And I just started pondering, okay, what should I do? So I started praying. I'm like, God, what do you want me to do? Nothing. And I'm like, oh, damn it, dude. And then one time I was praying about it, and I can just feel that God was like, Ben, what do you want, dude? Like, what do you want? I gave you a brain, bro. Like, just think for yourself. Like, this is like, I always talk about God because we're like, dude, we're like this tight. He was with me when I didn't have anybody. So I remember this time, and I could just feel it. He was like, dude, I don't care if you go to China, freaking like Asia or the US, you're going to win, and I'm going to go with you. But I want you to make a choice. I'll support your agency. I'll support your dreams. As long as you make the right decisions and your heart's in the right place, I know we're going to make it. And dude, he gave me this sense of like, ah, the hell yeah, bro, let's go, you know? It's like that, this dude is cheering for me. Like, this guy supports me, you know? And I'm like, you know what? God, I want to stay. I want to stay in Chile for, I don't know for how long, but I want to serve. I feel like there's a lot of young people that they don't have any like kind of like inspiration. Everybody's just like return missionaries to come home. They're either inactive or they're like doing dumb crap or whatever. I'm like, I want to be that for these kids. And second, I want to help my mom. So yeah, this is what I want to do. And then I went to God and I opened the scriptures and everything, and like He'd show me everything that was gonna happen. And it was pretty cool. He was like, all right, let's do it. You're gonna serve all these different things. And there was this quote that it said in, I forgot the scripture that I opened to, but it says, until I call you somewhere else. And that always stuck with me. So dude, I had like 4 callings. I was like first counselor in the stake presidency of young men's, temple worker, mission prep, and Sunday school teacher, like everything. And I was teaching bishops how to like work with kids and like going out and serving, and it was amazing. I kicked my dad out of the house in 2020 because now I'm like, I'm a grown ass man. I'm like, dude, you ain't talking to my mom like that. Not happening. So like, we had a lot of contention. Like growing up, there was a bunch of contention, and dude, I'm like facing my dad, and I'm like, it was tough, dude. He got under my skin because I'm like, it's your dad. He's supposed to freaking protect you and love you and stuff. But now I'm like, I kicked him out of the house because I'm like, mom, like, this shit ain't right, dude. Like, I agree there's things in the marriage that there's challenges and stuff, but I also agree there's things you shouldn't tolerate.
Yeah.
You know, you shouldn't. And I realized, okay, she's tolerating this stuff. What can I do for her? I cannot force her to get a divorce. So what can I do? The one thing I can do is if I bring my mom closer to God, and God can show her worth in God in His eyes, internally she will want to make that decision by herself. So that I spent a year doing that, dude. Just working with her, and I'm like, mom, this is who you are. Like, just teaching her purpose, her identity. And then she started like waking up. She's like, dude, you're right. What am I doing? Like for 32 years, like I've been like tolerating all this stuff. Like, what am I doing? And finally, he left the house, and dude, for 6 months, it was the first time I felt the spirit in my house. Wow. First time in 20 years. It was amazing. And anyway, like a few months passed by, and I just felt that I was doing everything I was supposed to do. And then in February of 2021, my mom told me we're having a conversation, and she looked me in the eye and she was like, "I think you should go to the States. And if there's one person that I know that loves me and that will give me an opinion based of what's best for me, it's my mom." And that scripture that I opened to where it says, "Until I call you somewhere else," it just came back, and I'm like, all right, my time here's done. I got to move. And in 2 months, I moved to the States, you know, because I'm like, okay, I did what I was supposed to do here. Now I know my purpose. I'm here. I know I'm here to do something great and help people and inspire all these amazing things. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm like, okay, what can I do? I love motocross. I love dirt bikes. I love sports. What if I become an athlete and then I start a clothing brand or something and put a good message out there? So that was my kind of my vision moving to the States. So yeah, that's kind of like the story of it. But it was kind of like a lot. But
No, that's badass because I think
Crazy.
people don't know what to do. Like a lot of the time on the podcast, we talk about like don't aim before you shoot. Just shoot. Just go. You know, stop preparing. Stop preparing. You know, just do it.
you know what's funny? Sorry to interrupt you, but
you're
like,
fine. Go ahead.
With that principle, there's two things. You know, Dallin Peel, I love that kid. He always says, "Commit now, figure out the rest later," and that's something that always stuck with me. And last year, I was having this conversation. This guy, he's really successful from LA. He has like franchises and restaurants and stuff. And we're talking at 2:30 a.m. in Provo. He's like 35 or something. He's like such a good guy. And he asked me this question. He's like, "Ben, what do you think is more important, belief or doing the work in action?" And I'm like, believe, right? You got to believe and then you're going to do it. And he's like, "You're dead wrong." And I'm like, "What do you mean, bro?" He's like, "Think of everything great you've achieved in your life and anything that was amazing that you've done. Did you believe you could do it or you just did it and then you believed?" And I'm like, holy crap, I think you're right, dude. Because I like related to races, like every ultra marathon that I did, I always end up just bawling at the end and crying and breaking down. And I'm like, why was I crying? Why was such an emotional thing for me? Because I didn't believe I could do it. Like, dude, I was in so much. I wanted to quit the entire journey. I was complaining and like I wanted to quit every time, but I didn't. And then the evidence came like, oh crap, I'm capable of doing stuff like this. I can do it. And the evidence came. Now the belief increased, but the work has to do first. And Andrew Frisella talks about this, and I never got it until until that point, that he says the work comes before the belief. And I truly agree with that, dude. Sometimes you just got to do it, send it, and then you're gonna realize, holy crap, I'm capable of doing a lot. You know, like I'm that dude. But the evidence will come after the work. You know. So anyway, it was kind of like to add what you were saying.
No, yeah, I love it because that's a hard thing. It was a principle I had to learn, and learning that I was like, oh my gosh. Now you're exposed, right? You're exposed to it, like you were talking about before. You're exposed to it, and then you're like, I have to do it. I'm obligated to do it. Why am I going to sit here and be like, no, don't? But then you already have that knowledge of, I've got to just do it. So go out and just do it. You know. So yeah, that's crazy. That's cool.
That's so insane. Talk us about like the ultra marathon that you run. Like,
Dude,
I don't know much about it, but
How'd you get exposed to it? Yeah.
So one of my friends, I was leaving one of my friends in 2022, and it was a Saturday. I was competing in motocross. That was my sport. I loved it and everything. And it was a Saturday, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, next week I'm going to Vegas." I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm running a marathon." I'm like, "Cool. How long is that?" He's like, 26.2 miles. I'm like,
oh my
"I'll do it." So I just signed up. Like I'm like not even thinking, sign up, pay the money and everything. I had a week of training. And I was coming from a shoulder surgery that I had. I tore my labrum here 2 months before I had the surgery, and I also had a stress fracture in my right foot from a race that I had, and I just fell, and like this guy just like smashed my foot. But anyway, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I signed up. A week of training, started running on Monday, did 4 miles. Tuesday, 10 miles, and then this movement on my shoulder was killing me. Plus my foot was like in a lot of pain. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna rest Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday I did 4 miles, and then Saturday I just sent it. And I finished it, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna walk this thing. I'm gonna run the full thing. And it took me 3 hours and 43 minutes. But I didn't walk. I run the full thing. But because I put a lot of pressure on my left leg because my right foot was hurting, I blew up my meniscus doing it. And I was in a lot of pain. But the thing is, once I finished it, I'm like, holy crap. And I got addicted to it. Like it was kind of like an addiction, bro. Like doing something that I know most people won't do. I that principle I gotta do. Dude. I'm a funny guy. I love it, but I'm a freaking competitive dude. Like I'll crush your soul. Like I don't care. Like if you're competing against me, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, and then I started thinking, okay, what do I want to do? I want to become an entrepreneur. I want to do this. Okay, choosing that path is extremely hard. I'm gonna toughen up my mind because I was a pussy before, bro. I was super soft mentally. Everything would get under my skin. So I'm like, I'm gonna build this dude. And I learned this from David Goggins. I call this guy Pötzsch. That's the dude I need. I'm like, I'm gonna build this guy. So then I started doing all these amazing, like crazy races, bro. Like I did a triathlon like 2 weeks after that. I'm like, holy crap, this is like addicting, bro. Like most people won't do this, and I love pain. I have a really weird relationship with pain because I actually like it, and I have a problem that because I'm such an extreme guy, I would do all these races with injuries just to see how much I can push through. And like I would be like, okay, what if I do this with a broken foot? What if I do this with a stress fracture? What if I do this like because I blew up my meniscus, I had to have surgery in July 5th. And they found a tumor on my left foot. So they did my foot and my knee at the same day. Well, I was on crutches. I signed up for my first 50 miler, my first ultra marathon, November 5th. So I have 4 months to train. 2 months and a half, I can't walk because I'm on crutches. And the funny thing is, because there was a tumor, they told me it could be cancer. So I'm like, I'm on my bed. They didn't tell me for a month. So I'm like, crap, dude, I'm gonna die. Like, I don't know if it's cancer or not. Like, what the hell? And like, I'm calling the doctors, like, yeah, we're running more tests and stuff. I'm like, okay, why are they running more tests? Like, if it's not cancer. So I'm like, thinking I'm gonna die. Then they tell me I'm not gonna die. I'm like, you guys are full of crap, dude. Like, you should have told me before. Anyway, I signed up for this race. I'm like, okay, I got 4 months to prepare. 2 months and a half, I can't walk. And then once the doctor's like, now you can walk again, I started running because I'm like, dude, I have like a month and a half left. And then I got shin splints in the same leg because of like no training. And then my foot was like freaking like a potato, like an empanada, bro. It was so big. And anyway, I'm like so frustrated. I'm like, oh, this shit sucks, dude. But I already paid, so I can't like quit. Like, it cost me like $300 just to like do the race.
Yeah.
So I go to my doctor. And I'm like, bro, fix this thing. Like, it's swelling. What do I do? I have this race. And he's like, bro, you can't do it, dude. Like, you just came from a surgery. And I'm like, but dude, like, can you fix it?
You're like, I don't care what you said. Fix it.
He's like, I'm like, can you fix it? And he's like, no, you need to rest. Like, there's some things that the body just has to, like, heal itself. And I'm like, screw you, dude. Like, I went to another doctor. I'm like, doc, can you fix this? Like, he's bothering the hell out of me. Can you fix it? Like the shin splints and my foot is like super swollen. Can you do something? What can I do? Like, because I'm not a patient person either. So I'm like, and I'm pretty stubborn as well. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it. So like, fix this crap. He's like, Ben, you cannot do it. Like you gotta heal. I'm like, screw you guys. I'll find someone else. So I call one of my friends. I'm like, Justin, who do you know, bro? I just need somebody that believes me. I know I can make this work, dude, because I know what the body's capable of doing. I know I can make it work. Who do you know? He's like, I know this PT that can help you out. His name is Lynn, dope guy. So I went to his office. I'm like, Lynn, look, bro, I'm going to do this with pain or without pain. I don't care. I would honestly love to do it without pain because it's really painful. But I know if you believe in me, dude, we can pull this shit together. Like, just believe in me, bro. I'll believe in you. We can do it. And he, like, did some exercise and stuff. And he's like, it's going to be tough, bro. But you know what? Let's give it a try. Dude, for 4 weeks, I was on PT 3 times a week for 2 hours. It was painful because we're speeding up the healing process.
Oh my god!
But after 4 weeks, I'm healed completely.
Dang, that's crazy.
And that year, I had 3 surgeries. So I was in a lot of stress in my body. And I'm like, dude, finally I'm pain free. So I start running again. That weekend, I pull off half a marathon. Then the next week, it was a Saturday. And I'm like, bro, nobody like thought I could do this stuff. Like, my family made fun of me. Like, my siblings were telling me, oh, who do you think you are? And all these different things, blah, blah. Friends is like, dude, like, slow down and blah, blah. I'm like, I'm going to run my first ultra marathon before my first ultra marathon, and I'm going to do that in the same week. So a week before my first 50 miler, I run a 50K by myself on a Saturday. Grab my backpack. I'm going to screw this thing, bro. I just sent it. 8 hours and 40 minutes. And then the same week, we drove down to Vegas, did the 50 miler. Hard as hell, bro. Like, oh my gosh. And that one took me, I think it was like 14 hours and a half, 15 hours. I'm not a fast runner, but he's like, that's why I got the Buffalo, because I'm like, I want to endure. I'm playing the long-term game, bro. Like, I don't care how much shit I got to go through. I'm going to go through it. And at the end of the day, for me, if you want to win life, it's whoever can do it the longest. So that's why if you want to compete against me, bro, like you're in for a ride. Like you're gonna be there for a minute because like my tolerance for pain, like I've trained myself to just endure pain. I'm not a smart dude. I'm a regular kid. Dude, my GPA, I got kicked out of school, 0.97. Like I'm like all these different things. I'm not that dude. I'm not the fastest, the wealthiest, the prettiest, or the smarter. All these different things. But if there's one thing I know I'm great at, I can just stick with it and endure and make it work. That's it. And that's what ultra marathon and just doing hard stuff and my relationship with pain taught me mentally, you know? So yeah, bro.
Bro, we could literally end this session right here. Dude. I'm like, what the? What?
Yeah, I want to talk about
And
dirt
then I started
bikes.
doing 100 milers and
that's
Ironmans and everything.
That's
No,
crazy.
because I'm over here. I went to like dominate like freaking 2024, and I'm hearing your story. I was like, this is pretty interesting. This is amazing. And here I am like hearing go detail the details on all the shit that you doing.
Yeah, there's
I'm
like a lot that goes
gosh,
in.
damn, bro. Like,
Yeah, I want to talk about dirt bikes because I love dirt bikes.
It is so dope.
Yeah, it's so
so
much fun.
dope.
I love it. So, most people don't know how much endurance you have to have with riding a dirt bike. Like it's pretty. What did you love for motocross start?
Dude, I was competing in desert racing in the beginning.
Okay.
Like doing 3-4 hour races, 80 miles, 100 miles and stuff like that. And I kind of liked it, but the terrain was just annoying, bro. It was so hot, like dusty and stuff. And then I got into like motocross and stuff, and I just fell in love with it, dude. It's so dope. It's so dope. I just love off-roading. I love extreme sports. I've done like skydiving. I want to get my skydiving license. I used to competing surf before. Snowboarding, motocross, all of it. I'm like all for it.
Anything action sports.
Everything that is risky, I freaking love it.
That's cool. Yeah, I went skydiving once, dude. I thought I was gonna shit myself. That's so
Yeah,
scary.
it's cool, man. I don't know.
no, man. When I met my wife, our second date we went zip lining, and I remember going down the zip line. I'm like, I'm gonna die. Well, everybody was like, woo! That's how I imagine you, like on a rise, like woo, like exciting. I'm over here. I'm like, no, I'm gonna die.
I think it's
gonna
dope, dude.
die,
Like,
dude.
there's something about just dirt bikes. I just love that sport because my dream was to become an athlete, but I just didn't do it because I realized I'm not an athlete. I'm more than that. When people ask me, dude, I do a lot of stuff. But when people ask me what is it that I do, I'm like, I'm a preacher. That's what I am. That's my identity. I'm a preacher, literally. And once I realized that, okay, I could chase like something athletic, but then I'm like, I think I'm destined for something more than that. And so I still like, I love athletics. That's why I love sports so much. And dude, I wanna, like, my goal with 20U is like, yeah, we're bringing like some really cool guys with endurance and like ultra marathons that are gonna run like our whole product line and stuff. But I want to have my own motocross team, bro. Like I want to have like a sponsor stuff. Like I have one of my friends that he sponsors this privateer. I think it's a gas team, and I mean. Anyway, like he has his logo and like his huge semi truck and everything. He goes to Supercross, like all this stuff. I think I'm gonna go with him for his team. But he's like, that's my dream, bro. I want to do that. Like I love dirt bikes. He's so dope. It's so dope, dude. I think it's so badass. It looks so cool. So
That's really cool. Yeah, because you don't find a lot of people that do like really watch it, and I'm
I'm always watching. I'm always like
it's
keeping up with it for sure.
yeah, that's really cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I am just for some reason I'm stuck with the 50 mile. I'm like 50 mile.
And then I got into it. Then I had to stop.
I died twice running a mile, bro.
Running is tough, dude.
Running is hard.
It's hard.
It's like a lot of
hate it.
mental. It's
I
just
hate it.
it's seriously mental.
So that's what I'm like very curious about, like, because I know during the process of you running or doing anything, like the little chatter voices in your head is like, yeah, you can slow down. Because you were talking about like freaking running the first one, and you're talking about like, yeah, I ran the whole thing. I didn't walk.
I did.
Yeah, like what's going on up here and how you control it? How do you work it? What
This
helps
is the
you?
thing. When it comes to a spiritual thing, I always tell people we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. We're not physical beings having a physical experience. So once I teach you two things. You were somebody before coming to this earth with skills, talents, traits, a certain character, personality, and gifts that God gave you. And then you have the natural you, which this dude complains about everything. He's lazy, eats like crap, out of shape. It's a bitch, is soft, like bad relationship with God, not confident, no conviction. I know this Ben very well. Most of my life, I was this guy. Most of my life, everything would get under my skin. But once I started learning more about my true self, the Ben that was before this earth, the guy that is actually supposed to like show up every single day here, I'm like, holy crap. I need to be this dude more. This dude full of confidence. This dude full of faith, full of conviction, can do anything that he puts his mind to. A powerful dude, a freaking strong dude. That's the Ben I know. But these two guys. So when I did those races, you had to train yourself in a way that I'm like, okay, I'm this dude right now, but this dude comes out sometimes.
Yeah.
This dude talks to me a lot because I still have it. This dude is the bitch Ben that comes out. He's like, hey, dude, like, nobody cares about us. Like, you can't do this. Just quit and all this stuff. So you got to train yourself in which voice are you listening to. And when it comes to like doing really hard things physically, I see it. There's like 3 different things that you talk to. You have your body that just natural response to like, hey, I'm in pain. This sucks. I'm sore. Then you have your brain, which is this guy talking to you. And then you have your soul, which is this dude talking to you.
Oh my God.
So in a race, and Goggins talks about this a lot, and then I could actually experience it. In a race or when you do something extremely hard physically, you're running, for example, and you're in pain. Let's say I had an injury in my knee, and I'm limping. And I'm like mile 27, I'm breaking down, and I have like 18 miles left, and I'm limping, I'm bawling, breaking. And my body's telling me, Ben, we're in pain, bro. This shit sucks. Then your brain, what it does is like, hey, bro, we got to quit. Like, our body's telling us that we got to quit and all this stuff. And then you have space to make a decision. That's where you get to choose which voice you want to listen to. So what I would do, I'm like, you know what? I would talk to my body. I'm like, hey, guys, I ain't quitting. Like, I'm finishing this stuff. I told myself we're going to do it. I know what we're capable of doing, so we're going to do it. So you better figure it out a way out. So when my brain does, we're like, oh, crap, this guy ain't quitting. All right, dude, like, body, we got to fix itself. Like, we can't quit. Like, because your brain wants to survive, wants to be comfortable. So he's always going to find ways to put you back in that place. But once you tell your brain and your body, like, this is where we're going and you better, like, friggin', like, figure it out, your body just adapts. And Goggins talks about the 40% rule where your brain just expands. And I was able to, like, experience it in my own life. That, dude, there was times that my body would just numb the pain. I wouldn't feel it. And I would just be able to, like, just keep going. Because I'm like, your brain is like, all right, option B is not an option anymore. Now it's just option A because we don't have anything else. And option A is just finishing this thing, so might as well just figure it out. So then your brain expands and starts figuring out ways to figure it out and actually make it work, you know? So it's crazy how it works, dude. It's crazy. It's pretty dope.
That just bar right there. Like, if you don't freaking listen and learn from anything that what he just shared, holy.
And you can apply the same thing in life, dude. The same thing in life.
Yeah.
It's not just in sports, but whenever you're struggling, whatever, like, because I'm such an extreme guy, and a lot of people are like, oh, having no options is dangerous. I know you got to have a plan. I'm like, bro, you're not built for it. Honestly, you're just not built for it. Like, if you have option B, C, you're full of shit. Like, screw you, screw you. Go be a normal dude. I just know I want to live an unrealistic life. I know I'm different. I'm not better, but I know I'm different. I know God created me to live an unrealistic, unlikely life. You know why? Because every single time that I read the scriptures, every single time that I look to people that he put as a leader or a prophet or whatever, those guys lived unrealistic, unlikely lives. And for me, that's somebody living their purpose. That's the mentality I want to have. You know, so whenever people are like, you have a plan B, C, what if it don't? Okay, I'll make it work. Yeah. Bro, the times that I've almost lost everything here in the States, where because I was going to school, they were going to kick me out of the country, I'm like, screw that, dude. I ain't doing it. I'm the exception. Where's your faith? A lot of people just don't have faith. Yeah. I'm willing to bet and risk everything for me and for my dreams. And if I lose, I don't care. I'll try it again. I'll figure out another way. Yeah. So that's the way I live my life. For some people, is it extreme? I don't give a shit, dude. Yeah. Give me a couple of years and you're going to see the results, and then you're going to tell you, I told you. You're going to see it.
No, for real. I love that because, I mean, especially when you're talking about like plan A, B, and C, and most people, they have the backup plan, right? And their life, they go in attempting to do something, and they always have the backup plan, and they always end up with the backup plan, right? Because, like you said, it's like, where's the
mind has a place
mind
to
already?
go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where it's going, right? And I love that you're talking about like, yeah, I don't need another plan B. If my plan A doesn't work, I'm gonna create another plan A, right? And then I'm gonna get the freaking result.
Have you ever met anybody that has done something for so long that didn't get to the place where they wanted to be? Name one person. Do you know anybody?
Nope.
It doesn't happen.
No, yeah.
Just doesn't happen. You know?
And I love that you asked the questions like, where's the faith? How about those people that don't believe that God is real?
Well, I think they're full of shit. You'll know. You'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know. Dude, I mean, no, I'm kidding. I'm not full of shit. But I'm kidding.
You're kidding, but you're not kidding.
Dude, I'm at a place that if you don't believe in God, bro, I'm like, you're okay. Good luck. What's the meaning of life? Like, what's after this? Why here? Why now? Who the hell are you? Like, what's like? There's like, I feel it's pretty empty. Like, people don't believe in God, dude. I feel like, yeah, you're gonna believe in God when shit gets hard, for sure.
Yeah.
When you struggle,
Yeah, because most people say in the hard times, that's when people start praying.
dude. And don't get me wrong, like, I go to church every single Sunday. God is a huge part of my life and everything. For example, with religion, there's a lot of things I don't understand.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's a lot of things that I'm like, I would do it differently. There's a lot of stuff with leadership and everything that I'm like, I don't know, like, it's kind of weird. But I was talking to one of my best friends the other day, and I'm like, dude, I think I'm at a place that I value my spiritual evidence way more than my opinion or my logic.
Wow.
You know? And I think a lot of people, they value their political views or their logic or their opinion more than their spiritual evidence. I just know, and I have felt too much. I'm at a place that I feel like if I deny stuff, I would literally go to hell. And I don't know, I just give more value to my spiritual evidence, dude. Because I know that I'm an imperfect dude. Sometimes my opinion, I could be wrong, but I just value my spiritual evidence way more. There's things I don't understand, and there's things that are messed up, and yeah, imperfections for sure, I agree. But I'm like, I just know it's true.
Yep.
I just know. Like, I've seen it, I felt it, like, in the darkest moments of my time. I just can't deny it, bro.
Yeah.
I just know that dude is real. I know it. Like, dude, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here right now. Same thing with Christ. Like, dude, that dude saved my life, bro. Like, literally. And I try to keep it very real with people, like showing like right away my imperfections, like all this stuff. And that God is a huge part of my life, because I feel like, especially here in Utah, like the culture is that a lot of people, they try to hide who they are, or they try to like pretend they're like this godly, perfect human in a pedestal. But I'm like, I'm just a human. I'm just an imperfect dude, bro, trying to get better. That's what God and the church means to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm this imperfect dude trying to get better.
Yeah. I mean, and it is expected in mortal beings, right? That we're imperfect.
Fully.
And for me too, like what stuck me on the faith is like, man, I love that dude. I loved God
love him
more than
so much,
everything,
bro.
you know. And it was greater than my doubts. It's greater than my unanswered questions. And like you said, man, there's so many times I'm like, yeah, that was weird. But like you said, it's like I love how you put it. It's like when you look at the spiritual part of it, it's like, no, I value that more than anything, like, you know, make it make sense. I was like, I don't need it to make sense. Like right here, the evidence is already there, and I love how you put it. It's like, holy shit, man.
Dude, the spiritual evidence is always going to be stronger than your logic. So, I don't know. Because I've worked with people that are non-members, members, don't believe in God, and they all have some sort of spiritual experience, bro. Like, if you get them behind closed doors one-on-one, and they open up and you ask enough questions, they all know.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. It's something that you just can't deny, dude. Like, look at nature. Look at your body.
Yeah.
Like, I just refuse to believe that it should, like, just happened.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, bro. That's how I deal with my spiritual stuff, God and everything.
Just,
And don't get me wrong,
man.
with God, like, even, like, 2 days ago, bro, like, there's this thing going on with, like, this chick, and I just got so frustrated by myself. And I'm like, I went to God. I just cursed him out. I'm like, screw you, God. And, like, we have, like, this relation. Like, I go off on him and everything because I get mad. And then, like, I get my crap together. I'm like, I'm sorry, Father. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, it was my bad. Because I know this dude cares about me. I know he wants me to win. Yeah. So whenever I'm not doing something, I cannot get frustrated with him because it's me. It's a me problem. It's not God. His nature is that he wants us to be joyful and successful and happy. So whenever that thing is not happening, I'm not going to blame it on him because that's his nature. It's me.
It's you.
It's my limiting beliefs. It's my actions. It's how I feel. It's what frequency I'm vibrating and all these different things. So
what would you say to people that are living too much in their head?
And they're thinking too much?
Yeah, like they're just thinking too much.
Dude, life is a game, bro. Like, there's times that my mom would be like, Ben, you could lose everything. I'm like, so? Life is a game. Who cares? Like, I'm here to risk. I'm here to bet on myself. If you want to win big, you got to bet big. You got to risk big. So I think a lot of people they're just scared, and maybe they're just scared or they're thinking because they don't have confidence. Yeah. When in every single problem, there's branches that you cut and then they grow back again, and then there's the root of the problem. When you look at somebody and you are able to identify what's the thing holding them back, at the end of the day, 99% of those issues come to an individual level. How I see myself, my identity, my confidence. Once I started to know who I am and what God saw in me, bro, I run with that stuff. Because I realized that was not an opinion. Those were facts about myself. Can you argue with the law of gravity?
No.
Believe it or not, if you jump off a building, you're going to fall. You're going to end up knowing that the law of gravity is real. Same thing with knowing about yourself. Once you fill your life with spiritual evidence and you learn more about who you actually are, who you were before coming to this earth, those are not opinions. Those are not like, yeah, God, I think this is what it is. No, those are facts and truth about yourself. And that's what, for me, gave me the confidence to do everything that I've been able to do. It gave me like my jump start. So for somebody who's struggling overthinking, you just don't know who you are. And that's okay. My invitation would be learn more about yourself, your true self, your spiritual being self. And once you do that, once you build that foundation on a spiritual, mental level, then you can build up from there, bro. 100%. There's times that I'm like, I don't know if I'm that dude, God. I don't know if I can do it. But then because I know too much about myself, I'm like, I just can't deny it. Like, I just know. Like, I've seen it. I've felt it. I've studied it. I've read it. I just got to do it. You know? So he's like, I just argue with myself with facts. I can't argue with facts. So I just put facts in my brain to argue with that stuff, and I just do it. So same thing with that. Just learn more about yourself, dude. Because we're all free, spiritual beings, and there's so much greatness inside of us, dude. Like, so much. So much. But it's sad how many people are living their lives under what they're supposed to be doing, and there's a lot of them. I would say I say 90% just to be nice, but I think it's more.
Yeah.
I think probably less than 1% are the people that are actually fulfilling their true purpose and what they're built and created to do. 100%. So
It's true. I think that there's so many people out there that, I mean, that's part of my journey is I want to be able to help people wake up and see their true potential.
Yeah.
Because that was the whole thing why we wanted to start this was like showing people that do live unrealistic lives compared to most people and seeing their story and saying, if I can do it, you can too. I mean, we're all here. We can all do it.
It's crazy to me. I'm sitting over here hearing every single thing you were sharing. And when I sent you the form, I went and read it. Like, I was like reading it. And I was like, yeah, Ben just said, yeah, I break all the rules. And hearing right now, he wasn't messing around.
Even legal stuff.
Yeah.
Even like 100%. Not in like a bad way, but in a way that I'm like, this doesn't apply to me. I'm the exception.
Yeah.
Doesn't apply to me. You know why? My mission president told me this one time. You know where miracles happen?
Where?
Or when? In the unlikely stuff. That's where God works. Wow. In the unlikely, in the unreasonable. When you don't think it's possible, that's where miracles happen. In the likely stuff, in the reasonable things, like it's gonna happen. So it's not kind of like a big miracle, but God works, and His framework of area is in the unlikely. When the only thing you have is faith, when your life is at the edge, when you don't have options, when it's either quitting and losing everything or making it work. So I'm like, I want to live my life like that. In a way that God is going to show up every single day, every single week, because everything about what I do, think, and act, and read, and say, it's unreasonable and unlikely. And it's cool, dude, because, like, I think even when it comes to God, a lot of people, they just talk about God or faith when it comes to reading the scriptures or going to church or, like, come follow me or, like, family home evening or, like, all these different things. I don't think that's how it goes. I think you got to apply faith in all areas in your life, in your relationships, in your finances, in your work, in your goals, in your body, in your mental game, in everything. That's, for me, a true Christian. That's, for me, a true disciple of Jesus Christ, somebody who's willing to apply God in all areas in his life, not just when you go to church, not just when you read the scriptures or when you're wearing a tie or dress for girls and stuff, in everything that you do.
Yeah, and I love that because I feel like that a lot of time as Christian, we use that we numb ourselves in a lot of things, right? And you were like, you were talking about it because it reminded me of the Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan, he was inconvenient. Yeah. Right? Like you have the first two people, you have the Levites and the priests, and they're probably like looking at the dude that was left there to death, right? Like it was beaten up, and they're probably looking at, and I'm pretty sure that they say a little quick prayer, it's like, oh, bless you, and they
Like,
keep going
"Salam
on their
alaikum"
way.
or
Yeah,
something.
exactly, right. But the Good Samaritan, he walked by and he was like, he was going somewhere as well. He was like, no, it's inconvenient, and I feel like what you were talking about, like serving him and applying him in everything that you do is like you have to be inconvenient. It's not about like when it's convenient to you. It's like, oh, I'm going here. I don't need him here. It's like no, in everything you do, and I love that you pointed that out. It's like,
Bro, everybody can
like-
post a freaking damn like scripture in your Instagram story, bro.
Yeah.
You're full of shit. Like it pisses me off. Like I see all these like culture here, like, oh, come follow me, this quote, Instagram. I'm like, bro, that's so convenient. Like, what the hell are you doing in your life to actually show people what's freaking possible with God? What are you doing?
Yeah.
You go to school and that's the most fulfilling thing going on? Hanging out with your friends and your freaking boyfriend, that's it? No, dude, screw you. Like, it bothers me, bro. It bothers me. Because people always find an easy way to talk about God or to have a convenient relationship with Him. Yeah. You know? So,
I mean, my personal belief is like faith, to me, is self-love. So what does self-love look like for you?
self-love?
Yeah, self-love.
That's a good question, dude. Self-love. All right, let's see. What's self-love for me? It's funny, dude, because I used to struggle with receiving love before. So there's something new that I'm actually applying and stuff. Because I was absent from receiving love for so long, like my parents and stuff, and not receiving help growing up and like doing like all these like bad stuff on my own. I thought that was the way. Maybe it's not about me, dude. Maybe it's just I'm here to help people and that's it. Maybe it's just God and me and I'm not. Maybe help is never gonna come, But I've understood that self-love for me is you gotta be selfish. And I'm a really selfless dude for sure. But I've understood that if you wanna be selfless, you first have to be selfish. Because I'm not gonna tell you to do something I'm not doing. I'm not gonna tell you do 100 push-ups if I cannot do 100 push-ups, or go do this if I'm not doing it. Invest in your relationship with God if I'm not doing it. So for me, self-love is a way that I'm gonna build myself to become the best version of myself, be more aligned with the true Ben, so I can actually help other people. Like I love to give and stuff like that because it fulfills me. I also do things that are fun and like I'm gonna go to Florida and go surf for like 4 days and stuff, go to the beach because I love to do it. Yeah. But everything that I do, I get a benefit from it, but it's with the purpose so I can perform better and help more people in a more authentic and powerful way. I think it's like a weird dichotomy, bro, because like you're being selfish, but not just for you, you're being selfish for other people. If you want to win for others, I want to win for my mom and my little brother. But if I want to win for them, I got to win in my personal life first. Yeah. So I think it's like a weird thing, dude, because you're not here for yourself, but you also have to do things for yourself so you can help other people with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I mean, it was the second greatest commandment was given, and it was like love thy neighbor, like love your neighbor as thyself, right? And I think people mistaken that, and I love how you put it. It's like I won't be able to tell you like do those things if I won't be able to do it. I mean, the Savior himself, people like they follow his example. Like my dude did everything, right? He did not just command and he's like, oh yeah, and I'm not doing it. It's like,
what was his invitation?
Right? Follow me.
Come follow me.
Yeah.
He could have been like, hey, do what I say, do that, do it. And he's like, no, dude, come walk with me.
Yeah.
Come talk to the people I talk to. Come sleep where I sleep. Come feel and experience the things I experience. Come see what I see. Eat what I eat. Do what I do. The most powerful way of leadership, and I would say the only way, is leading by example. The only way. You do it for yourself, because like you want to win, you want to do all this stuff, and there's a benefit that you get from it, but the whole purpose of why you do it is for other people. Yeah. I always tell people when it comes to like religion stuff and church and everything, I'm like, bro, you ain't going to the temple for you. You ain't going to church for you. You ain't reading the scriptures for you. You're doing that so you can have more knowledge and you can be in a better place to preach the gospel and to be an instrument in God's hands. Do you get the benefit from enjoying personal revelation and feeling the Spirit? 100%. But bro, you're not here for yourself. Let's look at Christ. What was the one thing that Christ did? Spend time with other people. If you could define Christ's life Everything that he did was service. That's it. Did he spend time by himself? 100%. Did he spend 30 years maybe getting ready to jump into that calling and perform? 100%. Did he have to fast 40 days and 40 nights so he can be in tune with his true identity and why was he on earth and his purpose? 100%. But he did it for people. And that's for me a fulfilled, confident and purpose life, you know? So
Service.
Man, it's amazing everything that you share, and it sucks that we're like short in time. But
you're
our
good,
last
bro.
question I want to ask you is, if you could leave something with our listeners, what would be that something?
I posted this on my story, I think it was yesterday. It really frustrates me when people, they're like, I want to win, I want to do this, I want to do that, but they think they have time. They think they have unlimited time, unlimited resources to figure it out. What I would say is have a little bit more urgency in your life. For me, a sense of urgency really dictates the difference from people that actually make something out of themselves and people who only like talk shit but don't do anything.
Yep.
So have some urgency in your life because you don't have as much time as you think you have. You really don't. Dude, I've had so many close calls in my life, like death close calls, that I'm like, that could have been it.
Yeah.
That could have been it. And I know I'm only 24. Dude, there's still a lot of things I need to learn. But I'm moving.
Yeah.
I want to figure things out now. You know, so have more urgency because you don't have as much time as you think you have. One day, you're going to see God one day, face to face. And he's not gonna ask you, hey, did you go to church every Sunday? Did you do this? Oh, why do you have a tattoo? Do you curse? No. He's gonna ask you, how did you spend your time that I gave you while on the earth? What are you gonna say? How are you gonna feel? Are you gonna feel like, I should have done more? There's a lot left in the tank.
Yeah.
Or are you gonna, for me, what I want to say, I'll be like, Father, I made a lot of mistakes. I really did. I maybe did a lot of stupid choices. I'm really imperfect, Heavenly Father. But Father, I took great care of your children. I did everything on my power every single day to tap into my potential to be online with you, and I give it all. I don't have anything left. I'm really imperfect, Father. But the time you gave me, I took it to the maximum. That's how I want to feel. Yeah. Know that, I made mistakes. I used the atonement of Christ as much as I should, as much as I can. I try my best to repent and to change and did all those things. But my time, I used it to my full potential, and I helped as many people as possible.
Yeah. What a ride.
You know?
It's going to be, what a ride. You emptied the tank.
I want to empty the tank.
Yeah. That's amazing. Ben, thank you so much for...
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
It. Thank you
There's
so much.
many things that you share. I'm like, whoa. I have so many, like, aha moments where, like, I have aha moments and I have, like, oh, shit moments. Oh, shit. With everything that you share. And, man, I love everything that you share. The principle that you thought, it was a reminder, but there was also new things that I picked up. And it's just amazing. You're a beast, bro. Everything that you do is like, whoa. And I love that you live that life to the fullest. It just, full send it.
There's a lot of work to do, brother.
Yeah, let's go.
Money.
Yeah, let's go.
That's amazing.
All right, sweet.